Half a day, it's Wednesday morning, and that means it's crime time. I'm Adriana Cotero. Thank you for starting your day the KUAM way. And today we are here at McDonald's for this special event, Coffee with a Cop. And the mission of this event is for basically people within the community to come have coffee with the cop and break down barriers between police officers and citizens. So we're going to head in there and check it out. You can follow me. Now, pool. So as you can see, some people are already sitting down, discussing and having conversations, and it's really an opportunity for them to air out any concerns, ask any questions that they might have, and even give feedback to the officers. We're gonna head this way and meet up with Sergeant Tapau.
So now they're very productive, positive citizens, right?
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Oh, you're
Thank you for joining us with Coffee with a Cup. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Good morning.
Take care. God bless.
Alrighty. Good morning.
Hey, Afide, good morning. Welcome to the beautiful village of Faganya.
Thank you. So we're here for Coffee with the Cop, and I'm joined with Sergeant Tapau, and then tell me your first name again. Davina. Okay, with McDonald's. So first, let me ask you, why does McDonald's choose to host this event here?
We are always looking for opportunities to work with the community, and when GPD approached us, it was maybe a couple of years ago, and we know that it was in our background because McDonald's in the States did it all the time, and we understand that how convenient our locations are, and lots of people come there, so felt like it's really easy to offer it, be the venue, and just offer free coffee. And we said it's great. Whatever can make the community, work together to deter crime. We're up for that.
Definitely. And what's some of the reactions and feedback you've heard from your customers that come in after attending Coffee with the Cop?
They really like it. At first, some of them, when there was lots of, uniforms in blue, and they're thinking, "What's happening here? Is there something bad happened?" But then later they get comfortable and they relaxed, and they just brought out their issues. Sometimes in their village some things are happening, and instead of being formal and going into the precinct, they could
more
just
comfortable.
Yes, no pressure, no anxiety. They could just talk to any of the officers.
So with that, I'll turn over to you, Sergeant Tapau, and you can tell me what some of the conversations are like.
So, just to echo what Ms. Davina had mentioned about the history of the Coffee with a Cop, again, this was part of the Guam Police Department's community-oriented policing strategy, and our efforts was to really embed our officers into the community. So when the concept came out, the partnership with McDonald's, and I want to thank Mr. Joe Azuzu and the Zuzu family for allowing this to happen, because we try to mirror what works in the States, and a better partner was really partnering with McDonald's, and for the past 2 years we've been doing this with all the other McDonald's sites, and gearing up towards the National Coffee with a Cop, which is on October 3rd. But it was really the community was really receptive in providing information and concerns about safety and security. And when we initiated the first Coffee with a Cop, we had command staff officers that were there, precinct commanders at the level where they can easily address it. And Major Manny Chong, the precinct commander, the acting chief of police, and the acting precinct commander, he was always at every site, pen and paper ready and taking notes, and he would address it with the command staff. So the concerns that the constituents had was really translated into a lot of our operations and what we do.
So it's extremely helpful for.
It is. It's part of the community aspect of what we do, and the community partnership and understanding where the department needs to go. And it's one way, a major component actually in our proactive approach within our community-oriented policing strategy. So the venue in itself, I mean, a great cup of Joe, is always a great time to have that dialogue about issues and concerns. And we had one last month at the Jigo McDonald's, and we had a constituent from the central area heard about Coffee with a Cop, and he drove all the way up to Jigo so that he can have a sit down and discuss what procedures they can do in filing a case, and some of the concerns about how they were treated and everything. And it was really at that point it was entertained by the commander that was in charge of that precinct, and it was properly addressed. So these are some of the impacts in which a lot of the constituents have actually made with our movement with community-oriented policing.
definitely, like you said, proactive.
It is, and with a lot of the issues that we're facing and everything, and ironically, Davina sits on the board with the Guam Crime Stoppers, so it's a perfect marry because I as the coordinator for the Guam Crime Stoppers, we ask the community to provide input so that we can help solve crimes and everything. But the Coffee with a Cop is a great venue to really hear concerns about, as minute as they say it is to the constituents, it's really major to us because we understand that dropping your kid or your kid walking to a bus stop at 5 in the morning where there's no street lights, this issue can be addressed with the proper channels to the mayors, to GPA, or even to as high as the governor. So, these are some of the benefits in which we have and which we've seen with the initiative of the Coffee with a Cop.
Right. And I'm sure so many people have questions and concerns, but they don't want to just call
Yeah.
up GPD, so it allows them to informally address these.
Yeah, you're absolutely correct, and the setting in itself, man, it really is.
I think it's a more relaxed venue where people are. There's no pressure on them,
Yeah.
to have to fill out paperwork or have an appointment. We just come in, sit down, and start talking about whatever concerns you. And it could be even just like reaching out for information, like
Yeah.
you said. Maybe how do I go about doing this? And it might not be under GPD's control, but they can point you in the right direction, and which they're really good at.
Yeah, so as minute as like I said, street lamps that are available to students who are walking to school, to even incidents where crime is being committed in their community, and giving the constituents the right information and how to address it, it really is important because this is how we work with the community. This is the proactive approach. Rather than responding, we have a grasp on what's happening in the community. And the demographics in itself and the locations where we had Coffee with a Cop. Here you have a lot of retirees, and it's really pillar families from within the community that utilizes GPDand McDonald's as a hub to meet and socialize. And my conversation earlier with some of the customers here were retirees, were elders who are really either they're a patriarch or they're a matriarchs of their family. So they have concerns. If they speak for their family, they speak on behalf of pretty much the village because here in the central region, right, you see a lot of the pillar families that make up the demographic here versus other areas such as the north where it's transient families and everything. But here we capture a lot of that. So
Typically,
Extended family.
typically, are they discussing ongoing issues or more current events?
it really is ongoing issues and current issues, and we really, the beautiful thing behind it is that you have the precinct commanders here. You have even the top brass here, the respective, the overall police commander is here addressing issues and everything, and it really trickles down. He will get the information, he will get the concerns, and he provides that information to the commanders. Hey, this was what happened at the Ganya Coffee with a Cop. There was a concern at the village of Zonia about items that were missing from their freezer, the outside freezer. What can we do? Spin up a proactive approach, and we do periodic checks within that village, providing more presence. Issues with drugs within the community. Provide that information to our SIS units with our criminal investigators and everything. And it really is that information that we couldn't get because they just didn't have the information on how to provide it, the important information or the outlet. And this was really, this has been a great partnership.
And often, do you ever get underreported crimes, like some things that just aren't reported?
Yes, a lot of it really is. We've actually had some where we had to get investigators here, such as sex offenses and everything, because these are really crimes that happen behind closed doors. So it really is. It's an intimate, either there's an intimate relationship. There's a close relationship with the perpetrator and the victim. So we had that. We've had incidents where people come because they just don't want to come to the precinct, and this provides a great venue for the community to come out and voice their concerns.
Right, definitely, I'm sure. And I know there was one woman over there that said that she would tell us how the conversation went. So I'm going to try and grab her and see if she'll tell us.
Yeah, please do.
Yeah, she mentioned that she would allow us to talk to her real quick, and then we'll come back over here. Yeah. Let's see. Hello. So can I pull you aside real quick? Okay. Right here. Yeah. So.
We're going to talk about, right?
Yeah, just about if you want to tell us how the conversation went this morning and some of the discussions that took place with you and the officer.
Okay. Hi. My name? Yeah. My name is Sharon O'Malley. Hi. So I saw we came here for our coffee, and there's one of the officers, Officer Wynn. He was so wonderful, and Officer Palacios. They were so helpful.
There they are. Hi,
Yeah.
officers.
Yes. So I came in and I saw them and I said, oh, that's them. I was getting my coffee. And then I decided, let me just go ask them some questions. And they
So
were
you didn't know about the event?
no. We
Oh,
walked in.
wow,
We just
okay.
came. We just came. I'm part of this prayer group. We were praying outside Adderloop this morning. Anyway, so we stopped by and I said, hey. We started talking about the responsibilities of the different precincts of the different places and stuff like that. It's just wondering like how many areas does each precinct cover, and especially since Agana supposedly is moving to the new precinct and stuff like that. And then there's like Santa Rita, it's covered by Santa Rita, Agate. Which police officers? It just seems like the areas are so large and the precincts are so kind of spread out, but actually necessary because there's so many. Our island is tiny, but it's big for us to live here, especially for emergency response. And so, an interesting conversation with my daughter this morning, who lives back in the States. We were just talking about. I said, "Oh, I'm going to open up my shutters, air out, and clean them out, and then close them back up." And she goes, "Mom, why do you always close your shutters?" It's a good crime deterrent. Keep the shutters locked. I think everybody around us has ours locked. But in regards to the numbers of police officers in the area, and that's what we were talking about, how hard it is to be a policeman now, and with all the drugs that is going down and all the crime rate. And I saw the report in the news that the crime rates are supposedly going down, but it seems our drug problem is really high. And I happen to be from the village of Jotnia, so we're in the news now.
Yeah.
So it was just a entertaining conversation among ourselves because one of them is also from Jotnia, and we were talking about what's going on in Jotnia right now with the drug situation, and we're hoping everything works out good.
They tend to hold these events every so often, multiple times a year. Would you encourage others to come and join in on these kind of conversations and just informally talk to the officers?
Yes, I think it's a great thing. I mean, I even went over there on the other side. Hey, wow, it was just so nice to see all these officers available to talk and have some great conversation, and just to see the camaraderie between the two of them. And then there was another officer, Tapal, was moving around. It's very nice. I think it's a great project. Thank you.
Anything else you'd like to add from the conversation today?
No, I think our police officers work very hard. I know they said they're going to try and get 30 more in for the recruitment and stuff like that, which is, I wish our young kids would consider becoming an officer. I don't think it's an easy job. I have a friend who retired from a policeman, and he was a policeman during the way back in the heavy drug days, and I remember how hard it was then. And it's also hard for their family, I'm sure, because they work long hours. They come home some days from nothing, or sometimes very heavy days, and so I think it's very respectful. Their job is very hard and demanding, and so.
Now, you mentioned that you're from the village of Zontnia, correct?
Yes.
And as we know, it has been in the news
Yes.
recently with the mayor.
Yes.
What are your thoughts and reactions on that? The mayor being detained now and was recently indicted.
I'm shocked, actually. I know Jesse. I know him very well. I'm shocked. When all that came out, I am just surprised and shocked. And we were saying, in my group friends, we were just saying the same thing as, let's wait till the whole story comes out. Who was the source? And then we were talking about, they said there were some cash payments. Okay. Well, we'll wait to see how that comes out. I think I would like to wait to see how the whole story comes out, because now this lady's also implicating some other people. Someone just throwing out a name, I never really go with that. I mean, if they have hard proof against Jesse, then we'll go with that. But the other names that this person is throwing out, I would like to see hard proof before saying anyone is guilty, to be honest. Because Jesse is a nice guy. If it's proven or found, then we'll go along as long as there's proof.
Facing charges in federal court for extortion, drugs, trafficking. Any concerns with public safety now in Zontnia?
Well, that, like I said, I'm still shocked that, I mean, just reading the story, like, this is Jesse? It just doesn't sound like Jesse, you know what I mean? But I don't know. I don't know when I don't know. I'll have to wait to see how that whole story unfolds. I don't want to throw Jesse under the bus. I would like for him to give his stance on what happened and what really transacted. I would like to hear the whole story before I throw Jesse under the bus, because Jesse's a good guy, and all the other names that are being thrown out there too. There's families involved, good people involved, and I don't want to give up on them yet. Let's find out what really happened before we convict them.
And
Yeah.
you had some conversations on this with one of the officers you mentioned?
Briefly,
Oh, briefly.
briefly, because him and I know each other from the church in Jotnia. Okay, I live in Agana Heights, but I serve the parish of Jotnia, St. Francis. And so him and I know each other from church. His kids went to our CCD programs, and they go to church every Sunday, and we see his mom and all those people. And so him and I just looked at each other like, Jotnia. Jotnia likes the news. In other words, we all seem to have problems every once in a while. But we're very good people, too, there. Jotnia is a great place.
Of course. Well, thank you for talking with
Thank
me.
you, too.
Have a
Thank
great
you.
day. So we will head back over here to Sergeant Tapau. Hello. All right, we're back. So before we leave, when is the next Coffee with the Cop so others can come and join and conversations?
So on October 3rd, it's National Coffee with a Cop, actually.
okay.
Yeah, so along with the U.S. mainland, we'll be doing ours here in Guam on the 3rd, and we're going to do it in multiple locations. So
Okay.
the four, I would say, larger size McDonald's, which is Jigo, the Harmon, the one on the intersection, and Tumuning, and Agana again on October 3rd. So same time, 7:30 to 9:30, just stop by on your way to work, or if you're, relaxed that day, just have a conversation and bring out whatever issues you want to do or ask about information.
It's a great opportunity for the community. Like I said, the officers that are here are command staff level officers, so they provide, they actually provide the information to the officers that are out there. The concerns that the community may have about safety and security, it's addressed at the command level. So, that's a beautiful thing about it. So October 3rd, the locations, if you're in the area, definitely are going to see the respective commanders in those respective McDonald's. So it's a great opportunity to hear, and it helps us, really betters us at the Guam Police Department in bettering our service to the community. And, I guess we learned from the services that McDonald's staff provides, that customer satisfaction, we want to see you smile. So we, in the same token, we want to hear your concerns and, your concerns about how safety and security, how we operate at the Guam Police Department helps us by improving, our officers where we need to make the improvements and everything. So it's important. Come on out, October 3rd. It's a great opportunity to have a cup of joe with, some fine
You guys
officers.
love coffee too, right?
Yeah, they got good coffee, so come on out,
All right, well, thank you all for watching and starting your way the KUAM way. I'm going to go enjoy our coffee now.